It's just something about that big eastern gobbler sitting up there on that limb, and the old owl just off in the distance, and that joker thunders right back at him. And they're such a beautiful animal. You know, Benjamin Franklin wanted to, I'm pretty sure it's Benjamin Franklin, he wanted the wild turkey to be the national bird. And they didn't, they wanted the eagle instead. And he knew what a national bird ought to be, in my opinion, was that there's nothing greater than that turkey gobbling that limb. He flies down and he's out there strutting and gobbling. He just comes all the way right there to you, and stuff like that just gets you excited when something like that happens. And turkeys are my thing. There has been years when I did go turkey hunting every day. I would go call for people, and I have people all the time call me, said, hey, you want to go come call for me? If I go call one up and somebody else gets to take him, you know, that I get just as much satisfying out of that as I do when I happen to be the one toting a gun.
Blood brothers, an ancestral bond between like-minded individuals that share one passion. New Breed TV, brought to you by Cherokee Sports. Blood Brothers TV, share your passion.
Something I've always wanted to do was run a video camera, so everybody that I knew they had some turkeys that didn't mind me going to try to film, I carried them with me, or I went with them rather, and got lucky on a few hunts there. It's hard enough videoing wildlife with somebody else, but to sit there and run a camera and run a call and shoot a gun and try to make it everything right is so hard. I had one bird that I was able to get this time. I called him in, he come in there, and I picked my head up to look at the video camera to see if he was in the screen. Well, the turkey seen me, and he poked his head up, went to duck, and when I pulled the trigger, and I missed him. Well, he went airborne, and I got him in the air that time. I probably love turkey hunting more than anything, if they do right. Sometimes, you know, can't nothing be no more satisfying than turkey hunting. Can't nothing be no more disgusting than turkey hunting too. And my other passion is waterfowl. I live right in the middle of Georgia, right below Macon. It's a little small town called Byron, and we got great deer hunting, great turkey hunting. The only thing that Georgia doesn't have is waterfowl, and that's the reason why I love Arkansas and Louisiana and any states that has waterfowl. That's the states that I would love to move to, but it's hard for me to give up my turkeys and my deer also. And plus, there's just no place like home. I love home. I've been a taxidermist now for almost 20 years. We specialize in whitetails and birds. We probably mount, I don't know, 300 ducks a year and probably close to 100 turkeys a year. And turkeys is my thing that I just absolutely love. My daddy started taking me hunting probably when I was about 4 or 5 years old. And, you know, we got to go a little bit, and then I think 1982, the very first time I ever went deer hunting with toting a gun, me and my daddy went, and I killed probably a 14-inch 8-pointer. And I've been hooked on hunting ever since. When I was a kid, the squirrels were on the endangered species list around my house because I killed every one of them with a BB gun. And just had a lot of, people would take me hunting when I was a kid, and I always liked to take kids hunting. That's the reason why I'm a taxidermist, because I loved the outdoors so much. And that was the only thing that I could make a living with outdoors.
Blood Brothers TV will be right back. Look me in the eye and tell me looks aren't everything. Tell me you weren't fooled by my perfectly photo-printed body and molded head with my fine, realistic hair. I'm as real as it gets, baby. Tell me I didn't slip in on you and set you up completely undetectable because of my extremely mobile abilities and quick setup. Tell me I wasn't irresistible the moment you saw me. Tell me how unfair it is for me to hold your attention so well that you didn't notice that one important thing in your surroundings. Tell me I'm the only one that's on your mind. There's never been another like me. Nope, you ain't gotta say anything at all, 'cause you're close enough I can smell it on your breath. Boom.
The new age of turkey decoy realism is here. The new Cherokee Sports Hairy Heads. Available at Walmart.
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV.
This turkey is literally just right here in front of me. He's right in my decoys, and he goes to strutting off, and I don't know why I have never seen a turkey on this place before, and I was so in depth on this is a longbeard on this place. I've hunted this land my whole life. It's my family's land, and I have never seen a turkey there. And this turkey is 15 yards from me in my decoys, strutting, and I don't shoot him. And he struts off, so I have to move my camera, and he turns like he's gonna strut back, and I said, well, when he comes back, I'm gonna shoot him. Well, he turns and goes in the woods, and he's standing right here at 20 yards from me for 2 hours, strutting and gobbling solid for 2 hours. And I get the camera on him, but all you see is just a piece of him. And I didn't make my mind up that I was gonna sneak out of there and bring my daughter back in there and let her shoot her first turkey. Well, he'd come back out there, and I called, and he gobbled. And he come a little bit closer, and I said, if I call again and he gobbles, and I knew I had him in the viewfinder, I knew I had him on my camera good. I said, if I call and he gobbles, I'm gonna shoot him. I said, because I had never shot one gobbling. Oh, I'm very fortunate. I mean,
beautiful.
It's such a, look, this right here is what God made us.
Heavy, long
spurs. And God give us all this stuff right here, and I'm gonna enjoy it. There's no place like being outdoors. It ain't all about the killing. I can just go climb up in a tree, and if it's peaceful and calm and don't hear all this traffic, and I just sit up there and just think. It's my way just to get away from everything. If I happen to see some kind of critters, sometimes I see something I hadn't ever got to see before. You tell me I couldn't go in the woods and see it, you might as well just go ahead and dig a hole and put me in, because that's where I would be. I'd be gone. Teach a kid to hunt, then you ain't got to worry about hunting kids. They're not going to get in no trouble. They're not going to be out on drugs or drinking or getting into stuff they don't need to be doing. If they out there in the woods, let them be in the woods. Take them fishing. I went and put out some jugs for some catfish. First time my 2-year-old had ever been in my boat. And he just loved it. And every place we'd give him the line and let him pull up one of them big old catfish off the bottom of that lake. And my daughter, she's the same way. This year, you know, we carried my daughter. She got drawed for alligator hunt, and opening night, she killed a 9-foot alligator. My whole family's nothing but in the woods. Not as much as I would like for them to be in the woods with me, but that's the way we are. Georgia limit, we can kill 3, and you can kill all 3 of them at one time. And my boss, Scott Hodges, he called me. We didn't left work, and he told me, he said, I'm gonna ride over here to the pecan orchard and see if it's anything over there. And I said, okay. Well, I was sitting there cooking supper, and he called me. He said, hey, he said, I had 2 strutters out in the pecan orchard a while ago. And I said, he said, one of them's missing a tail feather. And I said, well, I said, did you mess with them? He said, no. He said, I just let them go. And I said, well, we'll get them in the morning. And he said, well, I'm leaving to go to my aunt's house, and so we can't hunt till about 8:45. He said, 8:45, we need to leave. So we took off, got up there and got set up, and so we got to calling. Well, the one that we set up on right here, he just shut up, didn't say a word. And we thought we heard a hen. I said, well, he's got hens with him, we probably ain't gonna get him. Well, this other one, he got cranked up, and we called this bird straight to us. And he just gobbles, but he never struts. And he sees him. He wasn't in the decoy, so he didn't shoot him. So we looked at what time it was, and he said, well, we're gonna leave in about 5 minutes. And I said, okay. Well, I looked out down the power line, and a hen stepped out under the fence. I told him, I said, right there's a hen. And I said, I bet she's right there with them. This one is. Well, come to find out, it was like 3 or 4 hens popped out there, and I said, I know that longbeard's with them. Well, next thing you know, here comes 2 strutters popped out.
Blood Brothers TV will be right back.
Get yours today at Cabela's and participating supercenters or your local sporting goods retailer.
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV. Well,
I told myself that I would never get married because I like to be in the woods too much. But I told myself if I ever found a woman that would stay with me a year and would hunt and fish, that I'd marry her. Well, she stayed with me a year and she'd hunt and fish, so that's the reason why we're still together now. And she don't mind me going hunting. You know, she's one of my big supporters, and that's the reason why that I get to do the things that I do. She's one that has pushed me to get my video camera to start filming people. She's once pushed me back into contest duck calling and sitting there pushing me. She wants me to move to Arkansas, try to start a guiding business, but there's no place like home. You know, I love Arkansas, but I love home too. them turkeys come all the way to us, and he had his chance to kill them, and I said, just hold on, hold on. And he had then had to, he didn't face one way to shoot the first bird we called up. So he slowly inched his way around. And I see one of my, them feather-light decoys in my viewfinder, and he tells me, he said, I can kill them both with one shot. And I really wanted him to wait just a little bit to get them both to see what they would do with them decoys. But you just don't get the opportunity to shoot two with one shot. And as soon as he said, I can get them both, and I said, shoot them. He was lucky enough to get both of them little birds. And actually, I thought he done shot one of my decoys when he shot, because I asked him, I said, you didn't shoot one of my decoys, don't you? And he said, well, if I did, I just have to buy you some more. To be able to get one, you know, for me to go with somebody and just get one, you know, it's great. But to kill two with one shot and have them both have it on film too, I mean, what more could you ask for? I mean, we had such a great day. We called up one longbeard, and we just didn't shoot him. And then we have the two come in, and he shoots both of them with one shot. I mean, he was jumping up and down, hooping and hollering, and I was too. And I mean, it was just awesome. Just turkeys is just, it's in my blood. And, you know, I always tell people come into the shop that are big deer hunters and come pick up the deer head, say, man, we sure do got a lot of turkeys. And I say, my phone numbers is so. I said, well, I'm not a turkey hunter. I said, well, if you're not a turkey hunter, don't never start. Because there's nothing no more satisfying than turkey hunting. But there's nothing no more disgusting than turkey hunting. Some turkeys are just practically impossible to kill. And some of them are, he's sitting on the limb, he's gobbled 40 times on the limb in the dark. He flies down and he runs straight to you, and he almost run over you. You know, and if you have them days like that, it just gives you the pleasure, and you just want to go that much more. But then you got them days you go out there and you don't hear nothing, and you walk 50 miles and you still don't hear nothing, and you come back and get in the truck and you say, what am I doing this for? But you always go again. It's just in your blood. Their attitudes are different. I don't think I've ever had a bird almost do the same thing. You know, this turkey right here did this turkey right here does something else. You know, they're just like people. They're different. My old trooper buddy, Keith Wilson, he's probably one of the craziest people you'll ever want to meet. He called me up, and he can't sit still. I mean, he's about like Tigger. You know how Tigger just bounces around, and that's about how Keith is. And he calls me up and said, hey, he said, you want to come film me? I said, I asked him, I said, you gonna sit still? I said, you ain't gonna shoot until I tell you to shoot, are you? He said, no. He said, I ain't gonna shoot till you tell me to. So he said, I seen 4 longbeards out in this pasture. One of his buddies, he's a deputy sheriff in one of the counties, and his buddy owns this big place. And he said, I seen 4 over there at his house. And I said, okay. So he told me what time he was gonna pick me up. Well, it's one of these places that you just go out there and set up on a tree and hope for the best. Well, we get out there and it's foggy as all get out, and it's not too far from I-75, and it's all you could hear is the traffic, and we hadn't heard nothing. You know, we sitting there, and I called just a little bit, and we ain't heard nothing. Well, by the time a hen comes out, and she just milling around out there in the pasture.
Blood Brothers TV will be right back. Look me in the eye and tell me looks aren't everything. Tell me you weren't fooled by my perfectly photo-printed body and molded head with my fine, realistic hair. I'm as real as it gets, baby. Tell me I didn't slip in on you and set you up completely undetectable because of my extremely mobile abilities and quick setup. Tell me I wasn't irresistible the moment you saw me. Tell me how unfair it is for me to hold your attention so well. that you didn't notice that one important thing in your surroundings. Tell me I'm the only one that's on your mind. There's never been another like me. Nope, you ain't gotta say anything at all, 'cause you're close enough I can smell it on your breath. Boom.
The new age of turkey decoy realism is here. The new Cherokee Sports Hairy Heads. Available at Walmart.
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV.
It's one of these places that you just go out there and set up on a tree and hope for the best. My buddy said, longbeard, but he said that was a longbeard when the hen come out there. And, well, I said, well, that is a longbeard. Well, this old turkey, he took his precious time. And I probably filmed him for 15 minutes or so. And he's coming, he's slowly walking. And old turkey, he'd come up there and he went behind the old cedar tree, and I made a call to him, and he slowly stepped out. And when he did, he looked over there and he seen them feather lights, and buddy, he couldn't stand it. He had to come. And it was just unreal, the fog, and you could see him breathing as he was walking. It was just great. I've shot Miriams, I've shot Rios, but there's nothing like an Eastern. You know, I've done go out there to West, and them turkeys gobble just unreal. I love just gobbling turkeys, you know, but it's something about that Thunder and Eastern, that deep gobble, it's unreal. I mean, a lot of times, you know, when they get in there, and when he comes in there and you hear him drumming, you know he's close, and your heart goes pitter pattern. The turkey wasn't 15 yards from us, and he was excited as all get out. And I mean, that turkey, I was sitting over there telling him, "Hike, calm down, calm down, calm down." And he said, I could hear him just breathing so hard, and I was telling him, "You got to calm down." I said, "If you don't calm down," I said, "you're gonna miss." And that turkey, he just took his time, and he never went in the strut. And you know, he was just kind of a half strut the whole way in. Hunts like that, it just makes me, what makes me keep going. And it's such a pleasure just to sit there and get to witness one of your buddies shooting. Because a lot of times I'm running the camera and running the calls at the same time, and I call the birds up, they get to shoot them. They're tickled to death because they got to kill them a nice bird, and I'm tickled to death because I got to witness it. I got to call him up, and then I got it on camera to boot. Everything is outdoors related with me. You know, from my family, from my job, everything. And pretty much, if you're not willing to be in outdoors, you know, I don't want no part of you, or you don't want no part of me. And that's just the way I am. That's my story, and I'm glad to share it with you.
Blood Brothers TV rocks. Become a Blood Brother by going to www.bloodbrotherstv.com. Brought to you by Cherokee Sports. You've been watching Blood Brothers TV.